Welcome to Insights, and this week we have Cindy Monson with us, so thank you for joining us, Cindy.
You're welcome.
And Cindy, the Lord has put on her heart this calling of being a forerunner, and it was really somewhat unique how the Lord called you into this ministry and moving in this way. So Cindy, could you explain a little bit to us today how God actually called you into being a forerunner and what your focus is?
Well, the Lord called me to be a forerunner through time that I was studying in a group setting, actually, and felt such a strong conviction. We had been talking the weekend before about forerunners, and I wasn't even thinking at that time that that was something that I was being called to. I just knew it would be something that my husband and I would be praying about because we're familiar with you and Renee and your ministry. And in this Bible study, a very strong conviction came upon me, and I went off into a small room by myself to pray, and had a very strong impression. The Lord said, you are to be a forerunner, and you are to be praying for your children's generation. Things are coming that you need to be interceding for now.
And why, is the best you can tell, why did the Lord lay on your heart about being an intercessor for the next generation? Like, do you have any inkling of like what they're facing?
Well, at that time, I knew that we had seen, or I had seen with the kids. We have 4 children. There are 6 years total between the oldest and the youngest. And I had noticed, even in our parenting, in the things that the kids were being exposed to, that things were happening quickly. And a lot of that, I think, is due to social media. And so a big area would be the sexual immorality. A lot of it is what they were being exposed to, things that they would see on television, things that they would hear, things that their peers were involved in. So I knew that it was a strategic time that I needed to be praying more.
So you're saying that between your oldest and youngest, only 6 years,
Yes.
You're saying you saw a dramatic shift in culture and their exposure to
Yes.
worldly things even in that window.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. And so what would you say to people in terms of being motivated to intercede for their families, or what here has connected with you in terms of seeking the Lord in this way and how to go about that?
Well, I think one of the biggest motivators was probably fear. Fear of what happens if they should walk away from the Lord. I was hearing at that time a lot of, I think Ken Ham had a book out on Already Gone. It was talking about church kids who were walking away from their faith, 8 out of 10 kids. And I thought, I don't want that to be my kids. And so I felt like, needed to take action.
Yeah, parenting's not getting any easier, is it?
No.
Well, we are going to be with Cindy again next week, so we look forward, Cindy, to hearing what you have to say as we're looking at this heart of being a forerunner, discerning the hour, responding in faith, not fear, responding in faith. So we'll see you next week on Insights.